Hello everyone. Once again, I welcome you all on the YouTube channel of TechUpGate classes. This is all about me, and we were discussing about the unconventional machining operation. Okay, in the last lecture 21, we started the this process, this machining operation, and we discussed about the chemical milling operation. Okay, so today in the lecture number 22, we are starting the electrochemical machining operations. And I have divided this into two parts. First, today we'll cover the theory, and some of the theory will remaining. Then we'll cover in the next lecture. Okay. So let's start. So electrochemical machining. Okay. So electrochemical machining is based on the Faraday's law. And what is this law is? This is based on the electrolysis principle. What is the principle is two electrodes placed in electrolyte and a potential difference applied between the cathode and the anode, metal depleted from the anode and dissolved in electrolysis and form the sludges. What is the meaning is, if you have this is the container that you have initially. Okay, and in this container you are filling the electrolyte. Okay, up to this mark you are filling the electrolyte. Okay, once the electrolyte is filled, after that what we are doing is we are dipping two electrodes. Okay, now as per the principle, we are dipping the two electrodes inside it, which is completely submerged. Okay, this is the two that sorry, this is the electrolyte, that this is the first one and this is the second one. Okay, so these are the two electrodes that is completely dipped inside the electrolyte, and we are creating a potential difference. Okay, means potential difference means power supply we are connecting with this. Okay, so one is positive and another is negative. Okay, because this here we are using the DC power only. Okay, so what we are doing is we are making the tool as a cathode and workpiece as an anode. So this is the workpiece, which is anode, means positive side, and tool, that is cathode and negative side. Okay, so it means that the material which is removed from the workpiece area. Okay, so that again, the concept is based on the minimum gap. Okay, means if what we have to do is initially, once this circuit is complete, means two electrodes is set up, and it is connected with the power supply and which is dipped inside the electrolyte. After that we are supplying the power. Okay, means voltage difference is created or potential difference is created. Once it will reach to the steady state condition, after that what will happen, if this gap between the workpiece and the tool is enough, if it is enough that the material should not be depleted from the workpiece, then there is no issue. But if then what we have to do, if there it will not happen, that what we will do, we will move this tool toward this side. Okay, when we will move toward this side, there will be some value of the minimum, for example, you can assume initially that this surface is flattened. Okay, surface of this tool is also flattened. Okay, so what we are doing is initially we are maintaining this gap, and in this gap, if the material, when it will reach to the steady state condition and still material is not depleting from the workpiece area, depleting means release hona. Okay, so if the material is not releasing from the workpiece area, then what we will do, we will provide the feed to the tool. So when we are providing the tool, and when we will reach the tool over here, when the tool reach over here, that time what the material will start removing from the workpiece area, workpiece area, or that is uh, depleting, means removing or the depleting. Now what will happen, what will happen, that that we will discuss in the next slide, that how the reaction is occurs. But right now, initially, whatever the surface that we have to make over the workpiece. For an example, here if I have to make the semi-spherical shape over this inside this workpiece, then what we will do is we will make the replica of that over the tool. Okay, so same whatever the radius is there. Okay, same radius of hemisphere we will make over the tool body. Okay, so what we will do is, once this potential difference is created, and when it will reach to the steady state, we'll move this tool toward this side. Okay, so it's like, for an example, when it will reach up to here, this is the minimum gap for required to create to decrease the resistance. So what will happen, the material will start depleting from here. So like this, the material will relieved from the workpiece area, and we will continue this feed with time. Okay, so this will remove the material from this workpiece area like this. Okay, so this, like this, the complete material will be removed like this from the workpiece area. Okay, so whatever the as we discussed in the last video, that non unconventional we are calling it because the tool strength is very high and there is no contact between the workpiece and the tool. Okay, the material will be removed without contact of the workpiece, without contact between the workpiece and the tool. So here also there is no contact, only the minimum gap is required. But again, the minimum gap is has some value of that, like 0.10 to 2 mm. That is only the range. Okay, so 2 mm itself is a very minute. Okay, so whatever the shape that you are required, just make it over the tool body, and like this we can remove the material. Okay, so this is the simple principle. Now what is happening inside this electrolyte when it will reach to the steady state condition, that we are going to discuss in the next slide. Okay, okay, so now is okay, so in this video, basically in this lecture, I am discussing two things. First is, like, why I'm saying two things, because if you will see, means there are 2 3 books in the market. Okay, if you will prefer any one of these three, okay, then in some of the books, the chemical reaction is based on the pure water, means only H2O, and in some of the book it is based on the salty water. So what I am doing is I am taking both the example. Okay, in this slide we will discuss about the H2O. In the next slide we will discuss about the salty water. Okay, so if we are preparing from the if you are an engineering student right now, then you can prefer any one of these two. Okay, there is no issue. Means if you want to write the university examination, then you can prefer any one of these two. But if you are preparing for the GATE or engineering services examination, then please prefer both these two, because sometimes it's like if I will discuss only water and not discuss the salty water, then if examination will be there, then NaCl or NOH will be formation will be there, then you will ask me, then sir, there is a salty water is also there, you did not discuss. That's why I am discussing both the things. Okay, so first is, like, in this we are discussing the water, simple water, so that is H2O. Fine. What is the meaning is that electrolyte we are using here is water. Okay, that is H2O. Now here is we are going to discuss about the reaction. So this is the workpiece, which is the anode, which releases the positive ions, which is connected with the positive, and cathode, which releases the negative ions. Now, what the once the potential difference is created and reached to the steady state condition, that time, if we are assuming that this is an iron body, okay, the workpiece that we are taking is the iron, made up of the Fe or iron, then it will start releasing the positive ions. Okay, so this Fe plus plus ions it will release. Okay, this valency is 2, that's why I'm writing over here Fe plus 2. Okay, 2 plus or plus 2 we can say. Okay, so this will release the Fe2 plus ions. Next is the tool that we are using, or we are making the cathode, before it releases the negative ions, please keep listen, before it releases the negative ions, the electrolyte itself start releasing the negative ions. Okay, this is the properties or the characteristics that we are using for the tool. Okay, whatever the tool that we are using in this ECM, okay, we are keeping the properties like before it will start releasing the negative ions, the electrolyte should start releasing the ions. Means these functions and these characteristics, when we are taking any of means when we are taking both these electrolyte as well as the tool material, when we are selecting both these two, we are keeping this in mind, that before the material tool should start releasing the negative ions, the electrolyte itself start releasing the ions. So when the electrolyte started releasing the negative ions, whatever the positive ions that release from the workpiece, that will react with the negative ions, and now there will be no negative or positive ions. If there is another negative positive ion is released from the workpiece area, then again there will be a negative ion from electrolytes itself only. Means when the complete process is done, till now there is no negative ion released from the tool side. Okay, so it means that there is no depletion of the material from the tool side, and obviously these things we have to be choose accordingly. Why? Because if the material start depleting from the tool surface itself, then how we will make the number of products by a single tool? Okay, that will be otherwise it will be a wastage of money. Okay, for the single tool, if for the single workpiece, if we need a single tool, then there will be a wastage of money. Okay, then why we are choosing these unconventional machining operation? So tool is required for to produce the thousands of the workpiece. So that's why there will be a no release of the negative ions from the cathode part. Please keep in mind this one. Now, what is happening actually at the anode? At the anode, if at the anode, if you will see, then this positive ion Fe is releases the positive ions, that is Fe plus plus, if this is 2E minus as well. Okay, now what is happen at the cathode? Exactly, it is not happening at the cathode, but is the negative ions is released, that's why we have to write, but actually it is happening with the electrolyte. Okay, so the electrolyte is H2O, so that will releases the OH minus ions and H2 gas. Okay, so this OH minus ions will react with the Fe plus ions. Okay, now there will be lot of OH minus ions, so that will react with the Fe and make the sludge, that is FeOH or FeOH twice. Okay, so that will be like H2O. So when it will react with the electrons, that time it will releases the बैलेंस इक्वेशन को अब हम बाद में कर लेंगे या फिर करने की कोई ऐसा कोई जरूरत नहीं है. द मेन थिंग हियर इज द concept. Okay, so this it will releases the OH minus ions as the H2 gas that releases. Now these ions will react with each other, iron and the hydroxyl ion, and that will form the iron hydroxide, FeOH twice. Okay, so that will form the iron hydroxide. Okay, hydroxide. So this is the nothing but the sludge. Okay, which is depleted, which is sedimented over the bottom area of the container. Okay, similarly, like if for an example this Fe plus plus ions and OH minus ion reacted over here, and they have formed the FeOH twice, and when they are falling, it doesn't mean that FeOH twice cannot make its higher degree. It can form. Okay, so if it will again react with the H2O, and there will be a oxygen gas, excessive amount of the oxygen, then it will make the FeOH thrice. Okay, so if this is just equation is based on the ions, if you will combine these two equations, then Fe ions plus 2H2O, that will form the FeOH twice. The overall equation means that will releases the hydrogen gas. Okay, now again you can make it like FeOH twice is formed, and H2O is already there. If there will be excessive oxygen, then it will form FeOH thrice. Okay, and there will be H2 gas, again the quantity of that is increases. Okay, you can balance it. Balancing ज़्यादा बड़ी problem नहीं है, but the understanding is the problem issues. Okay, so please keep in mind that if you are using the water, then the formation of the sludges of iron hydroxyl will be there. Okay, fine. Next, now what is happening in this one when we are using the salty water? Salty water means H2O is there, but NaCl will also be there. Okay, NaCl. So once the potential difference is created, this is anode, that is positive, cathode, that is negative. It releases the positive ions, that is Fe plus plus ions. It releases the Fe plus plus ions. H2O is there, so obviously it releases the negative ions, OH minus ions. Okay, now not only the H2O, but NaCl is also there, so that will also releases the Na plus ions or Cl minus ions. Okay, now it will when it will releases the Cl minus ions, it can be, there is a possibility that it can react with the Fe plus plus ions. If it releases the Na plus ions, then there is a possibility that it can react with the NaOH. There is a possibility that Fe twice is already there and OH minus can be formed. Okay, so these are the possibilities. So at anode, what is happening? Fe which releases the positive ions. Okay, at cathode, actually it is not cathode, but with the electrolyte that will releases first hydrogen, sorry, oxygen, that will react with electrons and that releases the OH minus ions and H2 gas, and NaCl is also there, so that will releases the Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Okay, so there's a possibility that this sludge can be formed, this NaOH can be formed, or Fe can be react with Cl minus ions. So Fe plus plus can be react with the OH minus ions and can be formed the FeOH twice. Okay, twice, and Fe plus plus can be react with 2 Cl minus ions, so that can make the FeCl2 twice. Na plus ions can be react with OH minus ions, so that can be make NaOH. Okay, so these are nothing but the sludge only. Okay, so this reaction is also possible. So in some of the books these reactions are given, in some of the books these reactions are given, so no need to worry, it depends that what electrolyte we are using. Okay, but please keep in mind that in ECM process the this material is removed basically from the ion displacement only. Okay, if we are using the kerosene or for an example any deionized water, then that will not remove the ions. If there will be no displacement of the ions, then how the material will remove? If we want that material should be depleted from the workpiece, then definitely in the ECM process the material the ion should be displaced, means formation of ion should be there. Okay, whether it's positive or negative, but it should be there. Okay, now what are the results that we can see from these reactions? Okay, first is iron gets dissolved from anode and form the residues, means iron obviously gets the dissolved and that are making the Fe plus plus ions, and that is reacting with the other OH minus and making the residues. Fine. Hydrogen gas and hydroxide releases the at the cathode, obviously that is not at the cathode exactly, but here we are assuming that cathode is the electrolyte only. Okay, so obviously that is formed. The metal from the anode is dissolved electrochemically, and amount dissolved depends on two things. First is the amount of the charge passed through the EC cell. EC cell is nothing but this complete setup, which is where the two electrodes are there. Two electrodes are there, and we are dipping it inside the electrochemical solution, and we are connected with the power supply. Okay, so this complete setup we are calling it as a EC cell, electrochemical cell. Okay, so this amount of the charge passed through the EC cell. Okay, and depends upon the ratio, that is atomic weight to the valency. Okay, A by V ratio, we also call it as a equivalence ratio, sorry, electrochemical ratio, electrochemical equivalence. Okay, so this is A by V. Now this M, which is the material which is dissolved, or the material which is dissolved from the anode part, means the material which is removed from the workpiece area, that will be depends on the two things. First is the Q and the second is A by V. So if you will combine these two equations, then it will be equals, M will be directly proportional to Q into A by A into Q into A by V. Okay, so when you will remove this proportionality sign, this equation will become M will be equals to Q into A upon F into V. So means 1 by F proportionality sign we are taking, and F is nothing but the Faraday's constant, sorry, F is nothing but the Faraday's constant, and the value of this one will be equals to 96,500 coulombs. So if in the numerical problem it is given to you that means generally it is taking 96,000 or 96,500 plus minus something. So if it is given to you, then you will take that value, but if it is not given, just consider this one. Okay, so this is the Faraday's constant. Okay, now Q is basically this amount of the charge that is passed through it. A is the atomic weight, V is the valency, F is the Faraday's constant. Okay, now Q is what? Q is basically the amount of charge that is passed. Amount of charge is means we are here this process, I forgot to mention previously that this process is using a very minimum low very low voltage and very high current. The current that we are using in the range of 500 to 40,000 ampere, and the voltage that we are using that is in the range of 5 to 25 or 30 volt only. Okay, so the if you will compare this voltage in comparison with the current, that is very negligible almost. So the amount of charge that depends completely on the current, because current here we are using very high. Okay, so how much amount of the time we are using that current, so this q will be passes in that time only, so that will be equals to I into t. I is the current that passes through it, and t is for how much time we are using this current. Okay, so that will be equals to I into t. So you can replace this value, that is m will be equals to I into t into a upon f into v. So that will be in gram. Okay, so this will be the value, please keep in mind. Fine. Okay, so next is we can discuss here from about the two things which we are and discussing. That first is about the electrolyte, and second is the functions or the characteristics of the EC tools. Okay, electrolyte. Electrolyte should be selected carefully such that it should provide the necessary reaction without plating the cathode. Okay, so before the negative ion should start releasing from the tool part, the electrolyte should release its own ion. So we have to keep in mind while selecting the electrolyte. Okay, what are the other functions it required while okay during the operation? That complete electrical circuit between the workpiece and the tool, means the tools are two electrodes are there, and we have connected with the power supply. It doesn't mean that this circuit is completed. This circuit will complete when there will be a electrochemical is there. Okay, electrolyte is there, and when this electrolyte, it's not like a simple deionized water, it should be ionized. Okay, it should has the properties to ionized. Okay, then only it will complete the circuit. Second is the carry away the heat generated during the operations. Obviously the temperature is rises, so it flowing along with that. Okay, carry away the product of reactions from the zone of machining. Obviously the whatever the sludges that is formed, that is carried away and that is sedimented over the bottom part of the container. Okay, so these things we have to keep in mind while selecting the electrolyte. Next is the ECM tools. So what are the properties that is required for the tool? That selection of tool material required consideration while designing the tool are maintain a constant gap between the workpiece and the tool, and flow characteristics of the electrolytes. Means whatever the this we have to keep in mind that is the tool basically initially what we have to do is we have to maintain some gap. Okay, that gap is like around 2 mm or 3 mm like that. So we have to keep in mind that that should not be a contact established. Okay, within this gap only the material should start releasing from the workpiece area. Okay, so please keep in mind that. What are the properties that can be required? On the basis of that we can select the tool material. First is the high electrical and the thermal conductivity. Obviously, as we are supplying the DC power, so it should not start melting. Good stiffness. Okay, it should not be hard. That's why we are providing this stiffness, because if it is a hard and the crack is initiated, because obviously, like if we are using it, it's not like in a operation of a single workpiece it start releasing the material from the tool area. But obviously 1000 workpiece if you will make from the single tool, then start material from there. Okay, releasing material from itself. So if it will start, so it should not initiate the crack. If it will should initiate the crack, then what will happen? The complete electrolyte will flow inside the floor. Okay, so that will create a problem. Okay, so good stiffness should be required, and high corrosion, because obviously whatever the material is removed due to the corrosion only. Okay, so please keep in mind these things. Okay, next is the process parameters. So what are the process parameters that we have to keep in mind? As I said that current is very high, so that is in the range of 500 to 40,000 ampere. The voltage is 2 to 35 volt. The feed rate means the tool that we are moving toward the workpiece side, that is in the range of 0.50 to 15 meter per minute per minute, and the working gap in the range of that is 0.10 to 2 okay, and the surface roughness that we are getting in this process is quite satisfactorily, that is in the range of 0.20 to 1.5 micrometer. So micrometer मतलब 10 to its power minus 6, so that is quite satisfactorily. Okay, so एक problem आई है वो देख लेते हैं, then we'll discuss about the material removal rate. Okay, so first is in ECM the material removal is due to, okay, so in ECM the material removal is due to किसकी वजह से होता है? corrosion, no, erosion. देखिए corrosion की वजह से corrosion देखिए क्या होता है ना कि corrosion का time मिलना चाहिए. If the means material itself start depleting from the workpiece area, then how the corrosion will take place there. Okay, so please keep in mind these things. Okay, but you have to you should consider this property for the tool while selecting the tool material. Please keep in mind that one. Okay, erosion, there is no erosion. Fusion, no fusion. Ion displacement, obviously, as I said in the reaction part, that whatever the electrolyte you are taking, it should be ionized. If it is deionized, then there will be no removal of the material, there will be no depleting of the material. Okay, so if there will be in ECM process, the material removal is depend on the ion displacement. Fine, ठीक है, चलिए ये देख लेते हैं, इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है, ECM system analysis and the material removal rate. Actually, in GATE examination, the question is asked on the basis of material removal rate. The terminology is like that. And books, if you follow the standard books, then in which it is not material removal rate, but it is a ECM system analysis. Okay, so I have used both these two. Okay, so no need to worry. So as per the Faraday's laws, electrolysis laws, the amount of dissolved in electrolyte at anode is directly proportional to Q and A by V ratio. So we have already discussed these things, that Q into A by V, and I can directly write this formula that M will be equals to I into T into A upon F into V. Okay, so that is what, that is in the amount of dissolved from the anode. Okay, so that is in gram. Now, whatever the material removal rate that we are going to discuss, because the complete flow analysis of this ECM is depends on the heat generation. Now, the heat generation is completely depend on how much amount of the current we are supplying. So, please keep in mind that whatever the material removal rate formula that we are going to calculate right now, okay, that is based on the 100% current efficiency. Means whatever the heat is generated, that will be completely absorbed by the workpiece. Please keep in mind. Okay, now this is the amount that is depleted from the workpiece area. So material removal rate is what, how much amount of the material is removed from the workpiece per unit time. Okay, so per unit time, so per unit time means what, the within that time only the current is supplied. Okay, the charge is generated. Okay, so that will be equals to M by T, that how much time we are supplying the current, and within that time only the material is depleting. Now आप इसमें एक चीज ये पूछ सकते हैं sir, initially that we are maintaining a gap and is we are moving toward the side, so obviously that should be less efficiency, means the material should be, तो time जो है वो थोड़ा कम लगना चाहिए. Means if whatever the time because जितना time मान लीजिए कि आपने 5 मिनट करंट सप्लाई किया, ओके, बाय द वे 5 मिनट बहुत ज्यादा है, 5 minutes आपने current supply किया, and here you are taking only 4 minutes. So that's why I said that we are considering it for the 100% efficiency. Okay, that whatever the heat is generated, immediately some exact amount of the heat is supplied is used or it absorbed by the workpiece. Okay, so please keep in mind. Okay, please this question, if अगर question है mind में तो please मैं clarify कर देता हूँ उसको. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि this material removal rate that will be equals to how much amount of the material is removed per unit time. So from here just put the value of M, that will be equals to I into T into V, sorry, A upon F into V into T. So this T will be cancel out, this will be equals to I into T upon F into V. Okay, so this is this, now this will be in gram per second. For an example, अगर ये मान लीजिए आप second में consider करते हैं time, so this material removal rate will be equals to I into A upon F into V. ठीक है, please keep in mind this one. Now इसमें एक क्वेश्चन और ये पूछा जा सकता है कि लाइक देखिए अभी तो मैं सिर्फ एक ही मटेरियल की बात करता हूँ। नेक्स्ट में जब हम प्रॉब्लम कंसिडर करेंगे दैट टाइम आई विल डिस्कस, और थ्योरी पार्ट में भी मैं आपको अलॉयज के बारे में डिस्कस कर लूंगा। बट यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक चीज बता देता हूँ कि मान लीजिए कि आप डेंसिटी कंसिडर करते हैं, क्योंकि इसकी जो वैल्यू है दैट इज इन ग्राम पर सेकंड। और जनरली अब तक जो हम कन्वेंशनल मशीनिंग में जो एमआरआर डिफाइन करते हुए आए थे दैट इज इन mm³ पर मिनट, और सेमी क्यूब पर मिनट, और सीसी पर सेकंड, और समथिंग लाइक दैट। ओके, मतलब क्यूबिक टर्म थी ऊपर, ग्राम या केजी वाली टर्म नहीं थी, मतलब वेट वाली टर्म नहीं थी। ठीक है, तो व्हाट वी कैन डू इज द whatever the material removal rate here we are using, just divide it by the density of material which is through which the workpiece is made. Okay, so this will be equals to I into T into A upon rho, sorry, this is I into A upon rho into F into V. Okay, so this rho is nothing but, if this is in gram per second, then this is in gram per cc, for an example, gram per cc. So this will be cancel out, and mrr will be equals to I into A upon rho into F into V, that is in cc per second. Okay, so please keep in mind this formula. Okay, so thank you so much for this session, and in next video we'll discuss some of the theory part which is remaining, and the numerical problems. Okay, so thank you so much for joining this session.